And we are live. What's going on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn Live? It's your boy Billy Rowe. Today is Wednesday. I'd like to welcome you to the first row. And if it is Wednesday, you should know what that means. It's time for the Wednesday word. That's Wednesday word. Jumping straight into it. Tonight's topic is I don't even think I have the topic ready. I apologize. But I know what the drama is. The topic is stop seeking drama. Sorry, I didn't save that in there. It's been a rough day. Stop seeking drama. As always, I like to share what I mean by my topic. So, what do I mean by the topic, stop seeking drama? What I really mean is how we stop gravitating towards dramatic experiences in our life. And really, not even experiences, dramatic situations in our life. Sometimes you can't avoid dramatic experiences, but you can remove yourself from dramatic situations. So tonight I have, as always, 3 tools for the first row that I would like to share with you when it comes to the concept of stop seeking drama. What's going on, B Gate, and what's going on, Bruni? Let's jump straight into it. So let's go. That's interesting. Somebody's here from first row. that's really cool. So let's get straight into it. Tool number 1 when it comes to stop seeking drama is quit doing things that you don't want to do. Now, I had this conversation with a close friend of mine. I consider her a sister, and we were having this conversation. And I didn't call it things. I called it sugar honey iced tea. But I basically like, hey, look, what you're telling me is you did a whole bunch of stuff that you didn't want to do, and it's creating frustration in your life. I got a solution for that. Stop doing the things that you don't want to do. And I know that sounds really, really simple. And you guys know I always put the first tool that's like the most powerful one to me first. It sounds really simple to be like, oh, quit doing what you don't want to do. And then you start thinking about like the consequences of like, sometimes I don't want to get up and go to work. And the consequence of not doing that or not going to work regularly can be that I lose my job. I lose my job and I don't go and get another one. Now I lose my livelihood or my ability to support myself, and things just kind of start falling off. Now, to a degree, that is true. That sometimes we do have to do things that we don't want to do. However, some of the things that we're saying, oh, I have to do this or I have to do that, are not really things that we have to do. We're things that we're maybe choosing to do because we want people to maybe perceive us a certain way. We want to have support from others later on in life. And so we're going to support you now in hopes that you'll support me later, which there's no guarantee to that. You may not even be friends when the later arrives. But we do these things that we don't want to do. And what it does is it creates a couple of things. The first thing that it creates is I'll speak for myself, whenever I have done something that I genuinely didn't want to do, typically I have some kind of attitude about it. And it may not come across to the person directly, but it'll show up in my work. It'll show up maybe to that person directly when I'm walking around moping and like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. My wife asked me to do My wife asked me to do things sometimes that I really don't want to do. And I've had to learn to sometimes just say, hey, babe, I don't want to do that right now, because that's not where I was headed or not what I wanted to do. But still committing, obviously, in a relationship where you're married, you have to still kind of commit to, hey, I need to do this maybe eventually, but just not right now. So sometimes quit doing the things that we don't want to do doesn't mean that we're not ever going to do them, but it's just we're not going to do them right now or maybe at the convenience of somebody else. But other times it's simply that, hey, I don't want to do that, and so I don't do that. A really good example of this is when I was growing up. I grew up in a neighborhood where some of the teenagers smoked weed. Okay, cool. That's what they want to do. That's their thing. I made it a habit to not want to smoke weed for myself for my own personal reasons. I had friends who smoked weed. I had friends who didn't smoke weed, but I chose not to smoke weed. And so there came times where I would be around people and some people might be smoking weed and they'd be like, hey, Ro, you want a hit of this? And I was like, no, I'm good. I don't smoke weed. No, I'm good. I don't smoke weed. No, I'm good. I don't smoke weed. And it got to the point where people were just like, you don't even have to ask him. Even as an adult, when people are like, hey, do you, I don't want to be rude. Do you want to hit this blunt? I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't smoke. You just happen to be in the area that I'm in. And so thank you for, I guess, being courteous and thinking of me, but it's not what I do. So you enjoy yourself, I guess. And so when I say quit doing things that you don't want to do, it's about really being true to who you are, even if not who you are today, who you are maybe heading to or wanting to be, being true to that person. And again, there is a difference though between doing things or choosing not to do things that you don't want to do. Want and need are two different things. I could tell you, I did not want to change diapers when my first son was born. I didn't want to change diapers. I would have probably, if I had the money, paid somebody to change diapers, but I didn't have the money. So guess what I needed to do? My son needed to be changed. So I needed to change his diaper whenever it was time to change his diaper. So I guess this tool really is about being very clear on defining what your wants are and what your needs are. Do I need to be a supportive husband? Do I need to be engaged with my partner? Do I need to have compromise in my relationship? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that I want to do every single thing that my partner may want to do. Or I may not want to do everything that my partner may want me to do. But if my partner needs me to do something, then as a husband, as their partner, it is my duty. I don't want to say my responsibility, my duty to try to fulfill that need to an extent, to a reasonable extent, we'll call it. And then the last thing about doing things that you don't want to do is that not only does it invite us to be in situations where there is drama in our life, but it also invites the aspect of us becoming the drama. Again, remember that attitude I was talking about where you're doing things that you don't want to do. And so you do it with an attitude. You do it with an attitude. I can't remember the word. Unfortunately, words have been escaping me today, but you do it with an attitude. And with that attitude, you invite drama. So let's say a really good experience. We were having this conversation last night on Carolyn Michelle and Billy Rowe Live. We were having the conversation about me going to the grocery store and this guy kind of flexing on me in the grocery store parking lot while I'm driving. And I'm like, okay. I could have caused a really big scene had I just floored it and ran you over. Or when I went into the grocery store and I approached him and was like, hey, did you think I was going to hit you or something? Like, what the heck? Why are you thinking like, why are you flexing on me? I could have created the drama, and just by doing something that I didn't want to do. At the end of the day, I don't really care why he's flexing on me. As long as you're not trying to cause me immediate harm, danger, hurt, or come and attack my family, you can flex on my car all day long. My car doesn't have feelings. I do. And I'm going to just try to stay out of my feelings on this situation. So quit doing the things that you want to do. It has this threefold effect. It puts you in the spaces that you want to be. It puts you in the attitude that you need to be in order to truly, genuinely give of yourself in spaces that you want to be in. And then it also keeps you from being the character creating drama in your own life. So that's tool number one. Really quick from the chat, I got Carolyn Michelle, my lovely, lovely co-host, says sometimes choosing behavior that aligns with who you want to be is the perfect buffer between you and unfavorable situations. Yes. And I have to tell myself that often, because the person that I want to be and sometimes the person that I am are not in alignment with each other. It's not that they're two different people. They're just not in alignment. So let's move on to tool number two. Tool number two, when it comes to stop seeking drama, is drama takes a toll. Oh man. So this tool is really about how no matter what the drama is, when we're in these places that we don't want to be, or we're in these situations that we don't really care to be in, but we've somehow navigated our way there anyway, it takes a toll on us. It comes at a cost. It is not a cost-free event to experience drama. I always love when I'm listening to speakers who speak about how the brain interprets stress. And it doesn't matter if we're being chased by a lion, by a bear, if our bills are late, if our car is being repossessed, if our house is getting ready to be foreclosed on. None of that matters, because all of it falls under a category in our minds of stress. And the mind doesn't say, well, this is this type of stress, I'm gonna sort this over here. This is this type of stress, I'm gonna sort this over there. This is this type of stress, I'm gonna sort it over there. No, stress is stress. And so if it's small stress, it may not take as much of a toll on your mind, but there still is a cost to it. And so this is why stopping seeking drama is so important. We should stop putting ourselves into situations that create unnecessary drama. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you like this. Some of us have families. Some of us have big families. Some of our families have family reunions. And some of us know that if anytime we go to these family reunions, there's going to be drama. Stop doing the things that you don't want to do. If you don't want to be a part of that drama, just because somebody has the title of family in your life does not mean they have a free pass to create drama or to come to events. There have been plenty of people in my life. Matter of fact, I'll use a very close person to me, and he wouldn't mind me saying his name, but my son's godfather, all three of my sons' godfather. There was a time where he was very inconsistent in showing up for things. I'd invite him to like a birthday party. Yeah, I'm going to be there. And then he wouldn't be there. I'd invite him to a barbecue at the house. Yeah, I'm going to be there. What do you need me to bring? And then he wouldn't be there. And it got to a point to where I was like feeling some type of way, like irritated some type of way with this person that I still love and care. And we're still very good friends today. But I had to like have a conversation with him and say, hey, look, until you can become more consistent about being at the events that you say you're going to be at, don't get me wrong. If there's an emergency, I understand there's an emergency. I can respect that. Hey, what's going on, Soto? But if it's just, I didn't come, I didn't get to it, I didn't want to be there. Hey, I'm going to stop inviting you to things until you can tell me or prove to me that you're going to be consistent. And once you're consistent, I'll start inviting you back to things. Now, some people would just take that and be like, you tripping, you think it sounded. He didn't take it that way. He was just like, no, you're right. And I do need to be more respectful of that. And we were able to work on that in our relationship to where when we did get back to inviting people or inviting him to things, it was like he was there, or he was very upfront and like, hey, I can't make that, Ro. I might have to work, but if I can, I'll stop by. So now I'm not sitting waiting for this person to show up. And now I'm not like, oh man, because I told him at one point, I was like, I wouldn't trust you to bring napkins to a barbecue because I'm not sure if we would have napkins or not. And so drama taking that toll is really about being honest about what you're experiencing. If you get yourself to a place where once you've sought out drama and you're now in a space where there is drama, realize that drama is taking a toll. And the best thing that we can do is remove ourselves from it. That's why I say if there's a family reunion and you know there's going to be drama there, maybe you give it a chance and you show up because you want to see some family. But if the drama starts, you leave. Maybe you don't give it a chance because you're just like, every single time there is drama and I'm not for the drama. Then you don't go to that and realize that you are saving yourself a later cost. The other thing about drama taking a toll is we begin to build associations with activities and with people. When not only do we begin to build those associations with people when we're in these situations that have drama in them, all of a sudden, because we are always in the vicinity of drama, all of a sudden people begin to associate that, dang, wherever Billy goes, it's dramatic. Like there's always some drama everywhere Billy's at. If I'm at the club every weekend and every weekend there's a fight at the club that I'm at and I happen to get caught into it, there's a lot of people who will try to take the victim route. Well, there's people, he looked at me the wrong way. He spilled his drink on me. He was disrespected. He stepped on my shoes. He did this. They did that. All these different things. We sometimes get this reputation of, hey, look, at some point, you're not the victim if you're always showing up in the situation of drama. And even it's not saying that the drama in that situation is your fault. It's saying that there's something that you're not taking the time to assess before you head into these situations, if they're always ending in drama. And then the other thing about drama taking a toll is that even though the toll that it typically takes on us individually is internal, it takes an internal toll on us. Eventually that drama spills out into the world. I struggle with my wife and I, because I'm an emotional person. I don't seem like an emotional person from time to time, but I am a very emotional person. And being an emotional person, sometimes as I'm struggling with my emotions, I struggle with communicating to my wife in the moment. There's been times where when I was going through a divorce where my wife was like, hey, look, you're taking out the stress from this divorce. I feel like you're taking it out on me and I don't really have anything to do with it. I feel like when you have a bad conversation with the mother of your children, all of a sudden our conversations become agitated and short. And so drama doesn't just stay internal and it doesn't just, it's all good and everything's fine on the outside. Nobody can tell I'm going through any drama. No, at some point it does spill out into the world. And so understanding and realizing that drama takes a toll is an important tool to have in your belt when you're trying to stop seeking drama. Really quick from the chat, Terrell, you live tonight. I like it. I'm gonna have to bring you up on a Wednesday word. It says, yes, I've been a magnet for madness in my day. Yeah, a magnet, I'm sure. I don't even want to talk about that cast iron skillet that you threw. But anyway, that magnetic cast iron skillet. But let's go on to tool number 3 when it comes to stop seeking drama. Tool number 3 when it comes to stop seeking drama is define where you want to be. So it's really easy when you're walking aimlessly and don't really know where you're going to just kind of end up there and be like, oh, I didn't know I was going to end up there, but I'm there now. That's really easy. However, when you know where you're going, when you know where you're headed, it's really easy to see when something's off target. And we talked about this maybe last night. I can't remember, or another show with Carolyn and I. We were speaking, and I was talking about how I had a family member who wanted to go into grant writing, and he wanted me to take a grant writing class with him, to go into grant writing with him. And hey, we're going to do this together, and it's for my business and all these different things. And yeah, that sounds great if I'm aimless, but at the time I was not aimless, and I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to invest a lot of energy and effort into bringing First Row to the light and to the world. And so I was like, hey, look, I'm not interested in doing grant writing because that's not the trajectory that I'm headed. I'm not doing anything in life that I feel like I'm going to need to write a grant for. And if I did need to write a grant for some of the things that I'm doing in the future in life, I would just hire somebody to write a grant for me. And great, maybe you're good at grant writing by then and you can write the grant for me, but I'm not interested in taking a class because I'm not going to be of any support to you once we're done with the class. It's going to be like, okay, well, we're done with the class. Well, we need to register. I don't know what you got to do to write grants. We need to register and get this license or whatever it may be. And I'm going to be like, yeah, no, I don't want to do any of that. But defining where you want to be, what it does is it creates this contrast and comparison to where we are now, where we might be heading. And if where we might be heading doesn't align with where we want to be, then we can identify that, hey, this is kind of like falling into that situational drama that I might end up in over here. And so we can compare that and say, yeah, that doesn't feel like where I want to be. Being in, like, I had opportunities to be in gangs. As a matter of fact, one of the wildest stories, not even gang related, one of the wildest stories that I remember from like 13 or 14 years old, some criminal organization wanted to recruit me. This is a true story. Wanted to recruit me to do like high-end theft. And they were like, yeah, don't worry, we got lawyers and this and that and da 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 da. And I was just like, I mean, it sounds real James Bondish, and I like 007 and everything, and would love to be a part of an organization that's like 007. But I think I want to be on the good guy side, not stealing stuff. That's just not what I want to do. It's because I knew that's not where I wanted to be. Even in that adolescence, very malleable, easily influenced, could easily say, oh, that's quick money, that's fast money. I knew that I didn't want to be on the villain side of, I don't want to say espionage, but on the villain side of sophisticated crime. It was like, if anything, I'd rather be a detective solving these crimes and putting people who commit these types of crimes, these high-end crimes, behind bars. That's what I would rather be than to be some super thief. That's just not something that was appealing to me. So having this ability to define where you want to be, it makes it very easy. It's almost like, I don't have anything clear here, but if I had a clear sheet of paper here that had a traced outline of a car and a real piece of paper back here, it would be very easy to line up that car and say, hey, wait, those are the same car, or those cars are different, and here's how they're different. It's easy to line it up because I know what the car in front looks like. When you define where you want to be, you know where you want to be looks like. It's almost like playing darts on a dartboard. There's tons of games that you can play on a dartboard. But if you don't know the rules of the game you're playing, you're just throwing darts. And maybe you hit the dartboard. Maybe you hit the wall like I used to do. But maybe you hit the bullseye. And unfortunately, maybe the bullseye is the wrong part of the dartboard. Depending on what game you're playing determines the rules to the game. And when you're just not really paying attention to the rules and you have no idea about where you want to be at on that dartboard, you're just throwing aimlessly, and wherever you hit, you hit. And life is too short, number one, and too important, number two, to just be aimlessly ending up in spaces. It's almost like I remember when we were younger, we used to go to the Black Family Days at UC Davis, and sometimes there would be shootings at the Black Family Days, like just random shootings or shootouts, and you can see the crowd shift. Like there's a shift. You can almost see like the gun came out over here, and you see the crowd begin to shift, and people begin to run. Now, because I know I don't want to be in a shootout, especially as a kid with no gun and nobody that I truly want to shoot at, I know that I don't need to be over there, and I know I need to make my way out of the area. Whereas if you're aimless, oh, well, what's my favorite? What's going on over there? I wonder what's happening over there. And now all of a sudden you catch a stray bullet because you're not where you wanted to be. You were out seeking drama because you didn't know where you wanted to be. You're like, oh, well, anywhere in the park is good. No, not right now. It's not. So having that wherewithal, having that understanding about defining where you want to be makes it very clear and concise for you on when you're not there, when you're headed there, when you're not headed there. All those things become a lot clearer when you know where you want to be. And the last part about this tool is about defining where you want to be is about knowing who's there. And it's not always the people that are with you today, but knowing the characteristics of the type of people who are there. I always talk about First Row being this place where people come because they want to grow, because they want to expand. They want to have deeper conversations. They want to have a safe environment to open up and talk about things and create solutions. That's why people are here in First Row. And so knowing the characteristics of those people, those are the type of people that I want to have around me. And though when I was in elementary school, I had hundreds of people that were around me, not all those people are here today. Partly because some of them made choices to not be here. Some of them have passed away. Some of them have made poor life decisions. And some of them have made better life decisions than me. And I may never see them again. But the people who are around me today, the people who have made it from first grade all the way to Billy at 41 years of age, those people who are around me that have been a part of that journey, they have the characteristics that I desire to have around me. And they have the characteristics of the people that I desire to have around me when I arrive at the next level of where I want to be. So that's what I have for you today on these tools for the First Row on Stop Seeking Drama. Really quick, let's go over them. Tool number one when it comes to stop seeking drama is quit doing things that you don't want to do. Again, if it does not serve a higher you don't have to do it at all. And really be clear on defining what is a want to do and what is a need to do. There's not as many needs as we think we have. Tool number two when it comes to stop seeking drama is drama takes a toll. Really being dramatic in a dramatic situation is always going to come at some price. There's going to be some price to pay for it, whether it's your reputation, whether it's the stress that you have from it, whether it's practicing making poor decisions. There's going to be some cost. And so know that drama is going to take a toll. So we should be very, very frugal on how much we are willing to spend in the drama department. And then tool number three is define where you want to be. Again, this is both define where you want to be as far as the place that you want to be in or the places that you want to be in, the situations that you want to be in, and also the type of people that should be there in that situation. It makes no sense to be like, oh, I'm going to have this big old mansion and then you have a bunch of thieves that are in your circle because they're probably going to steal from your mansion. They say there's no honor amongst thieves. So those are the three tools that I have for you today. As always with the Wednesday Word, I like to share a personal story, something that kind of got me thinking about this particular topic. And really, it was the conversation with my sister that got me thinking about this topic. But I changed that story today because if you guys follow me on social media, I shared that my godfather passed away yesterday. And it got me thinking about how today went for me. So when I found out my godfather passed away, I was kind of in shock. And if you've never been in shock, like genuine shock, your connection to your emotions kind of just shuts down. It's like almost like somebody closed a fortified wall over your emotions, and then you're just kind of living. And so from last night to this morning, I was kind of in this state of shock. And so when I wake up at my regular time. I'm kind of in my routine. I come downstairs, I get in front of the computer, I start doing my work tasks. And around 11:30 this morning, the shock wore off. All of a sudden, I'm at my desk and I'm trying to work, and I can't stop tears from coming from my eyes. And I'm trying to have meetings and talk to people, and I got a rock in my throat because I'm trying not to cry. Um, and so when I started thinking about how this applies to stop seeking drama, I started thinking about quit doing what you don't want to do. And it immediately became apparent once my emotions caught up to me in the situation that um, I didn't want to be at work today because the person that I lost was very important and is very important to me. So I didn't want to be at work. It was almost like I was rapidly disconnecting from work. And so, in not wanting to be there, I simply said, you know what? I'm done for the day. And I sent my boss a message. Hey, my godfather passed away last night. I've done as much work as I can do today, but at this point, I need to pull back for myself because I know how this game of build on top of build, pressure on top of pressure works when it comes to not dealing with things. And genuinely, what I wanted to do or where I wanted to be is I wanted my heart to be focused on family and the loss of my godfather. That's what I wanted to focus on. And it's not that situation doesn't come with its own stress, but that wasn't drama. That's just life. Like there is some stress that's just life. But that's where I wanted my heart to be. And to sit there and fight with myself and say, but I got to be at work because I got to show up and make sure that they know that I'm committed and I'm loyal and I'm doing my job and all these different things. Yeah, scratch that. I don't want to do that today. Today, I want to be able to grieve. Today, I want to talk to family and loved ones and check in with them and cry with them and mourn with them and grieve with them and love and laugh with them. That's what I want to do. And so the drama today that I feel like I've avoided because I still had like 3 or 4 meetings left on my calendar today. The drama that I avoided was I didn't become the dramatic person. Imagine you're built up with all this emotion that's now flooding in. It takes like 12 to 13 hours to get here. And now it's all flooding in like a flash flood. And now I'm in a meeting and somebody says, well, Billy, I don't really like that idea. Ooh, what the hell you mean you don't like that idea? Now all of a sudden I'm the one causing drama. And so when I say stop seeking drama, I think about truly being true to yourself, truly being where you want to be and being okay with that. And today was a day where I just wanted to be with my thoughts and my memories and praise and worship music, thinking about my God dad and what he's taught me and how I'm going to carry on his legacy of love, compassion, and investing in youth and others. That's what I wanted to do today. And so staying at work would have possibly, again, made me the drama character in my own daytime, what are they called? Soap opera, in my own daytime soap operas. And so that's really what this is about, is being able to understand where you want to be. I knew what that place looked like for me. I knew that place looked like I was surrounded with family and talking with friends and reaching out to people and pouring into people and people pouring into me. That's what that looked like today. I was able to define that. And the moment I was able to define that, especially in the event of all these emotions flowing in or breaking, I'm going to say breaching the dam, all these emotions breaching the dam, I'm easily able to compare and say, this is what's going on. This is what I want to do. This is work behind it and it doesn't match it up. So work has to go today. This is what I want to do. And now that they match, I can truly be in the space that I want to be in. And I can tell you, though, it was not a relaxing day. It was a very challenging day. But even in that challenge, or even in those challenges that I had today, being able to take a break, rest, close your eyes, think, remember, laugh, listen to music, being able to do all those things was so much more needed than me as an analyst looking at numbers and telling stories through data. That was not what was needed of me today. And being in that, it would have been me putting myself in a dramatic situation, again, to where I could have been either the drama or just not dealing with emotions in and of itself can create a lot of dramatic situations. So that's the story that I want to share with you guys today. As always, just a couple of reminders. The next time you can see, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's why. I was like, that's weird. The next time you can see, not myself, but my co-host Carolyn Michelle will be on Friday, the Grind Defined podcast. It's at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at thegrinddefined.com. You can listen there. You can listen on Spotify. You can listen on Podbean. There's a lot of different places you can listen to, but it is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. She brings the fire every single week. And before this season wraps, you want to catch a couple of those shows. And then when the season is wrapped, you want to go back and catch a couple of the other shows that she's had. I don't think she's on like episode 38, 39, or 40. I can't remember the number, but I know she's up there on that. And then the next time you'll be able to see both of us will be next Tuesday, which will be the season finale for Carolyn Michelle and Billy Rowe Live. We are taking a 3-week break on the show to come back with new content for season 2 of Carolyn Michelle and Billy Rowe Live. That will be Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch that on the Grind Define YouTube. Not their YouTube. I'm sorry, not the YouTube channel. The Grind Define Facebook page or the First Row Facebook page or YouTube channel. And then, as always, you'll see me here on Wednesday next week at 6:30 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that will be the season finale for the Wednesday Words for season 1. And then we will start season 2 on July 27th. Is the first Wednesday that we'll have another Wednesday Word. There might be some clips and stuff that you'll catch in between, but it won't be a full Wednesday Word for 3 weeks. Taking a break and doing a reset. Also, speaking of the season 2, I gotta plug this next panel for season 2 of the Carolyn Michelle and Billy Rowe Live panel editions. We are going to be doing a show up to 2 hours, Soto, a show on His Mystery, Her Prize. We'll give you some more details about that at another time, but be thinking about that. His Mystery, Her Prize. And then, as always, if you have not gotten your copy of Fire Your Job, Hire Your Passion, my first book, national bestseller, it's out now pretty much anywhere where you can buy books online, but I'm always going to recommend go to firstrow.com. That's 1stwroe.com and get your copy there. Also, make sure you grab the combo where you can get the journal that comes with the book. This journal is packed full of nutrients. As they say, you can have your fruits and vegetables, or you can get nutrients, or you can just eat empty fillers. This journal is the fruits and vegetables for the book. So get your copy of that today. If you've read your copy or you've already completed the book, do me a favor, head over to Amazon.com and give your boy a review so I can know what you think. If you haven't messaged me already, and even if you have messaged me already, drop a review. I don't care if it's a good review or a bad review. Just make it an honest review. Drop a review on Amazon.com so we can start getting traction there. Other than that, when we come back, like I said, on season 2, we're going to be doing the first Tuesday, July 26th. We're going to be doing that His Mystery, Her Prize. You do not want to miss that. But as always, I'm trying to bring my camera back. There we go. As always, I thank you guys for watching live. I love when you guys participate in the chat. I love when you guys participate even in the comments and the replay. I always love when you're participating there in the replay as well. I'm happy to respond to you back within the first 7 days of the content being up. After that, I move on. Carolyn is a little nicer. Sometimes she'll go back and answer things. I'm not as nice, so sometimes I don't go back and answer things. But up to the first 7 days of the content being up, then we move on to the next thing. But if you're watching a First Row or a Carolyn Michelle podcast on the Grind Define during our 3-week break, and you put a comment there, then I'll respond because I have time to respond during that time. But other than that, I thank you guys for tuning in live. As always, if you like this video, share it. If you share it, like it. I love engaging with you in the live chat and in the comments. But until the next time, one love, peace, and God bless. Thanks for sitting on the First Row.